So I'll just have to insert some screen recordings. Oh no!
Take a look at the clock, only so long to go. Scrubbing smooth the young skin, saying I don't know. Grab a bag, grab a bottle, but leave the what if. You'll see it in the morning after your kicks.
If you weren't already aware, I have an agig account and I'm a photographer. Now, I feel like one of the most underrated parts of photography is editing, and it's also one of the most important parts about photography. A lot of people brag that their photos are unedited, and that's cool, but I feel like editing is very, very important. The right or wrong edits can make or break your photo, and you can really ruin a photo by not editing it right, or by not editing it at all. And so I wanted to make a video on how I edit personally because I really enjoy the way I edit my photos. You don't have to listen to me at all. This is just how I like my photos and how I think they look good. So I like to edit on my iPad, which is what I'm filming this on. So I'll just have to edit in some screen recordings. The app I like to use is called Polar, and it is a subscription-based program, which means you have to pay a certain amount of money a month to have it. So you'll have to use the free version or use a different app. The free version has all of the features you need, pretty much. Other apps will have the basic features that I use. And I'll also sometimes use VSCOcam, VSCOcam. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest, and I don't think anyone does. I call it VSCO. I don't know what it is. That's free. You do have to pay for the filters, but I don't really use it for the filters, so it's fine. This is the photo that we're going to be editing today. So the first thing I do when I start editing is I mess with the white balance and the temperature, that sort of jam. I like my photos to be a little bit warmer and a little bit pink toned. Saturation is usually pretty hard to get right, but as a general rule of thumb, I only add saturation, not take away. Now when I'm taking my photos, I like to already have a good light source, but editing the light is very, very tricky. It's really easy to make it too bright or too dark, so try and find a mid-range between those. You want your subject's features to be highlighted but not overexposed. Curves is something that kind of scares me a little bit, but I'm trying to incorporate more into my photography because, I don't know, it's just something I'm not used to, and so mostly when I try curves, I'm just messing around. When I'm adjusting clarity and sharpness, I don't want it to be too overly sharp. I just want the details to come out. So use this very, very liberally. I think vignettes are very fun. I don't add them to all photos, but I'm just showing you how to do it here. To edit the eyes, I use the brush tool to select a U shape in the bottom of the eye like that. I try and get the blending really good so that it looks pretty much like an ombre and not just like a harsh U in the middle of the eye. And then for editing, I just like to mess around. I like to make the bottom half a lot brighter and more saturated than the top half because I feel like it gives the subject a lot of depth, and I feel like it makes her seem more alive. I know that sounds weird because she's a doll, but you know. And here is the before and after of our work in Polar. Sometimes if I think it fits the picture, I will pop into VSCO and I'll add a little bit of a fade. And when I add the fade, I always boost the contrast slightly so that it doesn't look completely washed out. The fade gives it this fun, minimalistic, tumblery kind of effect. The change here is a lot more subtle, but here's what we did in VSCO. And here is the final product. So I really hope you found this video useful, and maybe you'll incorporate some of these tricks into your editing. I don't know, it's nothing special, but I really hope you enjoyed anyway. My pupper's here to say hello.